Dawn breaks in Buenos Aires. A kettle whistles and a hand pours hot water over yerba mate. Warm steam swirls in the golden light. Half a world away, another dawn glows over the hills of Lebanon. In a quiet kitchen near Beirut, the same ritual unfolds. Water trickling into a similar gourd, releasing the earthy aroma of mate. Two distant worlds greet the morning with the same cup of tea, the same comfort, shared across continents. It may seem surprising, this South American brew in Middle Eastern homes. It's real. Yerba mate, the iconic drink of Argentina, has found an unlikely second home in Syria and Lebanon. The journey of how mate traveled from the bustling cafés of Buenos Aires to mountain villages of the Levant is a story of migration, adaptation, and enduring tradition. Hi, my name is Marco, and I'm a Matero, which stands for a yerba mate enthusiast. The first time I drank mate was in Argentina, Buenos Aires, and the first sip felt very special. One drink, one sip, one circle, one world. Precisely why, in this video, we're gonna find out how this special drink went from South America and crossed the ocean to the Middle East. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, waves of Arabic-speaking migrants left their homes in Greater Syria, modern Syria and Lebanon, and set sail for Latin America. Between 1881 and 1914, hundreds of thousands journeyed westward, driven by poverty, drought, and political turmoil under the fading Ottoman Empire. Conflicts like the Mount Lebanon Civil War of 1860 and the Druze Rebellion of 1909 devastated communities, prompting many, especially from Jews' villages, to seek safety and opportunity abroad. Most would never have imagined that a new drink would become a lasting legacy of their travels. Many of these Levantine immigrants settled in Argentina, the land of open plains and new beginnings. Here they encountered yerba mate, a strong caffeinated tea sipped from a gourd through a metal straw. Far from home, they embraced this local ritual. Sharing a round of mate helped them bond with Argentine neighbors and eased the homesickness. The green infusion became a warm companion, helping Syrian and Lebanese newcomers adapt to South American life. The way it brought people together felt familiar, like offering coffee or tea to guests back home. When some of these emigrants returned to the Levant, they didn't come back empty-handed. They carried memories, stories, and sacks of yerba mate. Around the early 20th century, in towns from Damascus to Beirut, turning families introduced their curious neighbors to the tea they drank in South America. It was an instant novelty and soon a cherished habit. They treated mate as a special drink and merged it with their own traditions until it became deeply ingrained in local culture. In fact, mate took root so firmly in Syria and Lebanon that many today assume it's a Middle Eastern tradition, unaware of its New World origins. By the 1930s, demand for yerba mate in the Levant was booming. Records show that by 1936, Syria was the second largest importer of Argentinian yerba mate, surpassed only by Bolivia. Ships laden with dried yerba mate leaves began docking regularly in Latakia and Beirut. Yerba mate was no longer just a South American curiosity. It had become part of daily life in the Levant. To this day, it remains a beloved tradition in Syria and Lebanon, especially among the Druze communities who championed it. In fact, thanks to this unique history, the Levant now boasts the highest mate consumption outside South America, a testament to how far a simple drink can travel. Over the last decade, Syria has been ravaged by war. Yet even amid civil war, with cities in rubble and families displaced, the mate tradition persisted, a small comfort in hard times. Supply lines faltered, prices soared, but people refused to let go of their daily mate. When a 2017 shortage hit and packets of yerba disappeared from shops, Syrians scoured markets and stockpiled what they could, determined not to be cut off from mate. On the front lines of the conflict, fighters often had rifles in one hand and mate cups in the other, Yerba mate became a loyal companion through the sieges and uncertainty. People would gather to sip and talk, even as shells echoed in the distance. Through war, displacement, and loss, the simple act of sharing mate remained a source of comfort, solidarity, and survival. It's a scene that could be happening in a park in Buenos Aires, across languages, religions, and landscapes. The ritual is the same. One person pours, everyone shares. For a while, community is forged in a cup. This humble drink has journeyed thousands of miles, yet it speaks a universal language of hospitality. The Argentines call it compañero, companion. In Syria and Lebanon, it's simply mate, said with different words, same heart. As I sit here with my cup of mate, I feel connected to all the people who have sipped from this same well of tradition. In a world that often seems divided, it's comforting to remember how a simple shared drink can bring us together. From Buenos Aires to Beirut, from the new world to the old, Yerba mate's journey reminds us that hospitality and friendship knows no bounds. The cup may be passed around a different fire, but the warmth it carries is universal, the essence of a global family, a reminder that however far apart we live, we can still share a moment, a story, and a sip of something we all hold dear.